sloths here are two-fingered Linnaeus sloths. Pretty much every sloth you see in the continental U.S. is going to be, because three-fingered sloths eat pretty much exclusively sarcopia leaves, and sarcopia trees don't grow in the U.S. The difference between a two-fingered sloth and a three-fingered sloth is easier to see from a skeleton image, so I'm going to show you a Google search of a sloth skeleton right here. And what we're looking at is a two-fingered sloth. And the skeleton of a two-fingered sloth looks like this. So you can see that it is a sturdily built animal. It's got 46 ribs, 23 sets of ribs. The two-fingered has only 5 vertebrae in the cervical spine between skull and shoulders, and it has no tail. The two-fingered sloth has arms longer than body, legs longer than arms. It has massive, huge teeth like that. That's how big the teeth are on an adult two-fingered sloth. And the claws are huge. So if you were a scientist and you dug up a skeleton of one of these and didn't know what the animal was, you could come up with some pretty ridiculous notions on what this animal is geared to do. Because it sure doesn't look like a slow, peaceful animal that hides in trees for all its life, does it? The three-fingered sloth, conversely, three-fingered sloth, you can see it has 9 vertebrae in the cervical spine, so it has a long neck. It has 3 vertebrae of a tail. It has far fewer between between hips and shoulders. So motion-wise, the two-fingered sloth, if it's hanging by its feet, if this is hips and this is shoulders, it can turn until its hips and shoulders are 180 out from each other. The three-fingered sloth is going to turn its head around like an owl, 270 around like an owl, because it's got the big long neck to snap around with. So you're welcome to keep giving her breakfast. This one is Zoe. Zoe is approaching 2 years old. I think she turns 2 in December, right? Is that?
December 16th.
December 16th. She will be 2. And the sloths lived in the house until they're a full year old, then they start to transition down here. So she is my wife, is her person. If Donna's in the room, she won't look at anybody else. So Donna doesn't get to do sloth encounters very much. But so talking about sloths generally, sloths are slow. Everyone knows that sloths are slow, famously so. But they're slow in ways that it likely hasn't occurred to you that it would even be possible for a sloth to be slow. So they're slow not only in their movement, they're slow in their digestion, metabolism, metabolic processes. They are slow in every single way that an animal can be slow. Slow in their digestion. They eat 10% of their body weight every single day. And yet they go to the bathroom only 3 or 4 times a month, once in a week or 10 days. And that is solid and liquid both, separately but at the same time. They don't even tinkle between trips down the tree. So given that they eat 10% of their body mass every day and go to the bathroom only after a week to 10 days, you might think they're going to eliminate their entire body mass, their natural empty body mass. In fact, they're going to eliminate about 1/3 of their body mass when they come down the tree to go to the bathroom. And that's a lot. So a sloth weighs about 15 pounds, so that means they're going to take a 5-pound dump once in a week or 10 days. Solid and liquid together would amount to about 5 pounds. Putting that to human perspective, I weigh 200 pounds. So if I was going to eat 10% of my body mass every day, that's me rolling into Outback and saying it'd bring me 20 of the 16-ounce porterhouse steaks today. Or hitting the Golden Arches and say it'd bring me 80 quarter-pounders with cheese. So that's a lot of food. And if I was then going to eliminate 1/3 of my total body mass, you can do the math on that real quick. That's a bag of dog food in a 5-gallon bucket in 2 or 3 minutes.
Wow.
So the sloth, when it is up in the top of the tree, it is entirely safe, pretty much. The things that we like to eat a sloth, a snake would certainly love to eat anything it can get. A snake cannot find a sloth because a snake hunts by sense of smell and by temperature gradient. A sloth has no temperature except the outside air temperature. It is technically a warm-blooded animal, but it does not have the energy to maintain its body temperature. Daytime high in the rainforest is in the mid-80s, nighttime lows in the high 60s. they can make that range of body temperature every day, 19 degrees Fahrenheit between day and night. The sloth is, so it has no temperature for a snake to find it by, and it has no scent. They have no sweat gland, scent gland, musk gland, any of that mess. So there is no natural smell to a sloth. The sloth, so a snake, if a snake finds a sloth in the rainforest, it is blind dumb luck. And yes, she did go to the bathroom last night and poop, smash it all over her hind end there, which is, yeah. So she has to groom herself to get that mess all off of there. The sloth, so when they're in the top of the tree, a snake cannot find them. When they are in the top of a tree, a cat cannot get to them. So a sloth is going to come along the bottom of the branches like this, and its eyes have a structure called rod monochromacy. That means that they see grayscale. They never see in color, and they don't see objects well. They see motion well. So if you've ever seen the movie with the point of view of the military guys wearing the night vision goggles, and you see what's out in front of them is just moving around blobs, that's the way a sloth sees. Day and night, it sees motion well, but it sees objects poorly. She cannot see the difference between me and either one of you. But she knows what I sound like, and she knows what I smell like. So she can pick me out of a crowd by either sound or smell. But she can't tell the difference visually between me and either of you. But that means that when she is hanging in the tree, if a cat is coming her way, what she does is end of the branch, get to the end of the branch, and whang, that branch is going to hang down under her, right? Yeah. Well, the cat is trying to come along the top of the branch like this to get to her, and when he gets to the end, what's he going to do? He can't just, the cat, the sloth weighs about 15 pounds. A cat large enough to threaten the sloth is going to be at least 40, so it can't get to where the sloth is.
Okay.
Should the cat press the issue to the point that the branch would break, the sloth will almost certainly survive a 100-foot drop, and the cat will almost certainly not. Yeah. So the sloth is going to look over the cat and say, ha.
Very slow.
And back up the tree the sloth will go, and the cat will not be returning to the canopy of the rainforest. Yeah. So the one animal that can get to a sloth in the top of the tree is a harpy eagle. An eagle does not hunt by smell, it doesn't hunt by temperature, it doesn't need the branch to support it. So a harpy eagle can get to a sloth. So even though the sloth is safe in the top of the tree, yet he comes down the same tree, same side of the tree, goes to the bathroom in the exact same place that he always goes. That's why there's only shavings in one spot in here. That is where she's going to go to the bathroom every time. In the wild, the sloth is doing that because of the sloth-moth symbiotic relationship. In the wild, sloths need moths and moths need sloths. The nature of the symbiosis is that and symbiotic of course means beneficial to both sides, where parasitic is beneficial to one, neutral or harmful to the other. The benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the food source and the living environment of the moths. There is a type of moth in the world called a sloth moth, no joke, that lives nowhere in the world except in the fur and in the waste pile of a sloth. There's 3 different species of them, but all of them live only in the fur and in the waste pile of a sloth. So the benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the food source and the living environment of the moths. The benefit to the sloth is, one, as the moth lives in the sloth's fur, it is fertilizing the moss and algae via its waste. So more moths, more moss, more algae, more disguise from harpy eagles. Second, as the sloth grooms herself, she is going to eat a certain amount of the moths themselves. The moths' bodies are the sloth's protein source. Third, and most importantly, as the sloth grooms himself, he is going to lick up a certain amount of the waste of the moths. And the waste of the moths is the key to the game for the sloth. The waste of the moths is where the sloth is
So it was getting a little bit tight in there because Zoe was up at top. So I thought we'd bring you guys out here and let you see some of the other animals. So this is Humphrey, and Humphrey is a Bactrian, but he really likes to try to eat. Stop trying to eat that. Like you don't have to. This is Humphrey. He is a Bactrian camel, and he is a very friendly fellow. Thank you, Humphrey. Thank you, Humphrey. So easy way to tell a Bactrian camel from a dromedary camel is Bactrian camels have 2 humps. You ready, buddy? You wanna go get your ball? It's over there. He really wants to eat this tripod. All right, no more tripod for you, buddy. He was jumping around. I missed it. I was trying to get it for you guys. So this is just one of the over 150 animals that you can see here on a farm tour. So there is always something awesome to see. We'll be back live here in just a little bit. Oh, there you go, Humphrey.